There is nothing like it anywhere. And so it's D'Angelo Russell ready to go. He'll have 60 seconds to try and make his way through 5 racks, each one containing 4 regular balls, and then the 2-point money ball.
A maximum score is 30 points, Kevin, but you've got to get into a really good rhythm right off the bat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's usually pretty easy to tell right away whether a player has it going or not.
The hardest thing for a shooter might be just maintaining that same level of concentration through all 5 racks.
Yeah, I think it is the hardest thing, Clark, because you're just not used to taking 25 shots in 1 minute. I mean, nobody does that. Even in practice, you don't really do it that way. So it's a very foreign feeling when you're out there, and you've got to maintain that focus.
Now is 6. 1 last rack remains. He's got 9. He comes away with 11 points. There was just something off about him in that round.
Well, we kept waiting for that point where he'd get hot and rattle off a few in a row, but it just never came.
Here we go with Damian Lillard.
You can't let misses get to you here. There's no time to feel sorry for yourself. Shoot, 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 and shoot some more.
Yeah, no question. The clock's ticking. You got to forget about your misses. You can't change anything that's behind you. Focus on the next shot and keep moving.
2 of 2 on the money ball. He's got 9. Up to 10 now. 11 on the board. A 3-point rack for him right there.
That puts him at the top of the heap. Getting some momentum going right here, guys.
And that's his 4th straight. 3 of 4 on money balls. Now up to 18.
Yeah, this is how you do it.
He hits the 20 mark on the nose. Boy, he looked great out there, didn't he?
By the time he got to that 4th rack, he was feeling it. He sprayed home the entire rack. That jumper was wet. There's no time to waste in this competition. The clock is ticking, and it's ticking fast.
But as a shooter, you don't want to keep peeking at the clock in between shots. I mean, you almost have to keep time in your head, but really most of these players have practiced at home before this competition, so they have a decent idea of what's ahead.
That's 7. Can't get the money ball. 8 points. He's got 9. Drains the money ball.
And he's alone in second place with that one.
Feeling it. Nearly perfect there. Just 1 miss on the rack. 17 on the board. The round ends, and he's got 19. He was really enjoying himself out there that time, guys.
Well, we all know how important the money balls are in this event, and he hit 4 out of 5 of them. That's very good work.
So it'll be Kevin Durant here.
A lot of people wondered how Durant would play when he first came into the league, whether he'd be a 3 or a 4. It doesn't really matter what position he is. He can play any spot because he's got incredible touch and great range.
11 points is the cutoff. That's not insurmountable, but that's the minimum he needs. It's a matter of him just knocking down a few of the money balls. I don't think it'll take much else.
5 more points to stay in it. He's up to 7. He's got 9. 2 more points to stick around. Up to 10 now. 1 rack left.
1 more to stay alive.
He misses his 4th straight. He comes away with 11 points. Well, not his finest showing. I think we can all agree he could have done a lot better.
Yeah, you know, in this format, once it goes wrong, sometimes the harder a player tries, the worse it gets. And you only have a few seconds to correct it, and it can get away from you quick.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so difficult, Clark, because as you said, the time constraints start to play on your mind. You know, you hear that clock ticking in your head, and you force it. And when you force it, there's no way you're going to get into a good groove.
And so we'll see Stanley Johnson to stay in. He needs at least 11. And if he shoots well, he should be in good shape.
He needs 3 more points.
Up to 10 now. Money ball, no good. 1 one more to stay alive. That shot ties him for third.
That's exactly the score he needed to get himself into third place and secure a spot in the finals.
That's 13. He's at 14. Hits for 15. A total of 17 points that he'll take away from that round. That was a nice piece of shooting we saw from him out there.
Well, the key was, Kevin, he took 6 out of a possible 10 points from the money ball. And those are huge points. You've got to take advantage of them, and he did.
And here we go with Freak, wrapping up the qualifying round. He knows there's nobody coming after him. He knows the score to beat. 17 or higher would keep him in contention.
Well, I know that he's thinking he's capable of matching that number for sure. But if he gets hot, I mean, if he gets into his groove, there's no reason why he can't beat that number.
Nice job there. That's 2 good racks in a row.
He needs 6 more points. He's got 12.
Great mechanics there.
He's hot now, his 7th consecutive basket.
Now he's tied for third here.
That gets him into the third hole and books him a place in the finals. And that pushes him all the way to the #1 spot.
One after another, after another. How in the world is he doing it?
Yep, powering to the finish.
A jaw-dropping 28 points for the round. Wow, that was something else, guys. We don't see too many performances like that.
It got out of control for a while there. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen anything like it. Just one shot after another, just continuing to fall. He was in an unbelievable groove.
Moore's got to be the favorite going into the final. Don't you think, guys?
Yeah, obviously he's the guy with all the momentum. I mean, he'd probably like to go first just to keep that momentum going. But I still think he'll be fine going last.
Well, especially with his confidence as sky high as it must be right now. I'm sure he'll want to know exactly what that target number is.
He's got to improve on his score from the last round if he wants to have a shot to win it. Only managed to sink one there.
Oh, my.
6. 8 points. He's got 9. He's got 10. One last rack remains. No good with his 4th in a row. His 5th consecutive miss. And 13 is the final score. I'd say a solid showing from him.
Kevin, I think he'd be real pleased with that score. I mean, it can always be a little bit higher, but that was plenty good.
Yeah, I agree, Clark. He's probably happy with it, not ecstatic, but, you know, he did his job and put up a pretty good number.
Here we go with Damian Lillard. 13 points, the minimum. That's it to tie, or 14 for the lead. That's 4 misses in a row. 8 more points for him to tie it up. Now with 6. 7 points. 6 points more to tie it up. Just 2 points there. He won't be happy with that. 8 points.
5 more points to tie it up.
He's got 9. Honeyball, no good. 4 more points and it's tied. Up to 10 now. Oh, and with that miss, he's out.
Unlucky here in the final round.
Yeah, just couldn't get any momentum moving forward.
He barely cracks double digits with 10 points. That's far below what he's capable of doing when he's on his game.
Yeah, he might not get an invite back for next year's contest after that showing.
Well, one bad round doesn't mean he doesn't deserve to be here, but there's no question, watching that performance, he did not look suited to the format of this contest.
And here we go with Freak. He knows how many points it's going to take to be crowned the champion. Let's see if he can get it done.
There's some low-hanging fruit here. He can seal the deal with 14 points or more.
4 points more to win. That gives him 12. Here for 13.
Oh, boy, that is pure right there.
That's 5 straight. He's getting on a roll. Now he's got it. That gives him 18. He's made all but one of his money balls.
He's finding that touch now.
23, 24. A huge score. 26 points. Wow, how about that performance, guys? Man, nice work.
Yeah, it was a terrific start. He was feeling it from the get-go.
And we have reached the conclusion of the Foot Locker three-point contest. And what an event it has been. Our extremely gifted winner, Mr. Perfect.
Such terrific sharpshooting on display. You never know who's going to take the crown.
And the crowd here loving it too. And tell you what, we've got some pretty good seats here, guys. I feel like I relived it all over again.
And from all of us here at 2K Sports, we're thrilled to have brought you this year's three-point contest. This is Kevin Harlan, along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg.